Well,
Oh,
welcome everyone to the Tier 4 driver introductions. I guess I'm hosting the Tier 4 driver introductions. I'm the Tier 4 moderator, Perks, and I'm joined with the Tier 4 commentator, Mad Dog.
howdy, howdy.
Um, Bit exciting today.
It
Finally,
is.
kind of getting the first. Oh, I guess we had the draft, but it's a real first glimpse of next season. So.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I guess we'll kind of get to see our predictions and whatnot of the drivers. But up first we have Haas with the lone man KBMV. Pretty solid driver in my opinion. I reckon he could do some wonders if he gets practicing.
I've seen
Um,
a bit. I've seen a bit of him through Tier 3 as a reserve, every so often, especially through Rapid as well. Seems like a pretty good driver as well.
yeah, he's a good little driver. I guess he was in Tier 4 last season, but he
Yeah.
didn't race as many races as I guess one would have wanted. But I mean, he's definitely got the pace, and yeah, I think he can do some wonders.
Well, as long as he keeps up the pace as well as the commitment to actually be into every race and stuff like that for this season, then I mean he should be able to get some points and stuff like that, especially if he's consistent. But I mean, yeah, it's always a good thing to see new drivers coming in, or old drivers still hanging around. So, yeah,
Yeah, well, I mean, he's kind of got a carry horse here, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm sure he'll be joined by someone later on in the season
yeah,
as this tier grows. But yeah,
might be
I
a
mean,
reserve or something.
yeah,
Might take
never
the
know.
second position.
Next up we have Alfa Romeo. Um, this team has two drivers this time, so
Yep.
lucky them, I guess. But I reckon they have a good shot at constructors. They have two pretty solid, consistent drivers, in my opinion. With Gumbo Kebab being the first driver. Haven't
Yep.
seen a lot of him. Um, I mean, I didn't really watch much Tier 4 last season, but I think I've seen a couple races with him there, and he was doing pretty good. So I
Mm.
think he could do some things as well. So
I, I've seen a bit of Boulder Reader every so often. Um, I mean, Boulder Reader I've seen as a reserve for like some of the races and stuff like that coming up. I think it was mainly in one of the other leagues, but I mean, if he's
yeah,
consistently still keeps with them, then I reckon we might be able to see something with this
yeah.
team.
So I think this is a pretty solid lineup with Gumbo Kebab and Boulder Eater.
Yep.
Um, I think they could go for probably a top three in constructors. Maybe go for the title. You never know.
There's
But
a lot of other drivers on the lineup as well, especially, so it might make it a bit difficult, but it definitely will be a bit of a close call, I reckon, honestly.
yeah, I reckon that could be the case as well.
Mm.
But um, okay, next team is Williams, another solo man team. Sadly, but it is what it is, and he's a very good driver as well, I think. Um, Zoltan,
I've seen
Zoltan, I think
Zoltan
I
in tier three. Zoltan was in. I'm pretty sure for
yeah
a bit. I'm pretty sure for OCE. I don't know if he
yeah
got demoted or something, but I mean, as, Zoltan's he's had his ups and downs, but I reckon as I said about KBMV, if you, as long as you keep up with the consistency, and you rock up to races and you don't just, crash out and, oh, I've lost a wing, I'm not going to keep going anymore. But as long as you
yeah
keep
yeah
that consistency up and everything, and you keep that determination to actually keep racing, and come to the races as much as you can, then I reckon this is going to be another good lineup. But as I said, it's too close to call, especially, after all these races coming into it. I mean, we'll
yeah. I
we'll
mean
find out after Spain and everything, see where everyone's at. I reckon.
yeah. Spain will be a pretty good indicator to where everyone's pace will be. It's a
Yeah.
pretty good overall track for testing,
Yep.
and yeah, I reckon it should be a good watch. Make sure you tune in for pre-season testing. Um,
That's on
oh,
this week, isn't it? Yeah, that's this week
it is.
Saturday,
It is
pre-season.
this week
Yeah.
Saturday. Yeah, yeah.
Put that in your calendars, everyone.
Uh,
No, but I reckon Spain is probably the best track to like, especially. I mean, it's sort of like having multiple tracks just in one. Like you get the tight corners in the first sector, then you get the long ass straights, and like
yeah, yeah,
you know second, and third as well. But you're also very consistent in terms of like how fast you can get into a corner, without
yeah,
obviously
100%.
spinning on the curbs, especially if it's raining. So.
Oh,
Can't be. Oh, we all know what Spain's
rain
like when it's
is
rained.
bad. Rain at Spain is bad. It's just
There's a
pain.
lot.
It's just
Yep,
Spain without the S.
that's it
But
really.
yeah, we've
No, but
also got a special guest here, Frizy. What are your thoughts on, I guess, the trial and I guess the Williams lineup of just one man?
Hello, 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 everybody. Yeah, no,
surprise introduction.
I'm just sitting here, streaming for you both. I'm just here reading the chat. So trials Spain, gonna be interesting. There's probably gonna be a tier where it's gonna rain, so
Yeah.
that is absolutely gonna be banterous if I've ever seen it. Um, but we'll discuss something with regards with the weather if you just want to keep it dry or have it wet or whatever.
No.
Um,
I
Put
think we
rain
gotta
in it,
mix it
Frizy.
up.
Come
I
on.
think we gotta
Gotta
mix
mix
it
it
up.
up. Wet qualifier, dry race. All right, how about that?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be looking forward. It all kicks off this Thursday, for Tier 3. Obviously, biased with Tier 3. But we're here for Tier 4, which is on Saturday. Looking forward to seeing all the drivers out on track if they can race, you know. Yeah, going to be interesting. And my old team, Williams, with Zoltan, I know how quick he is. He did Tier 4 last season. You know,
What position did he end up finishing last
Oh,
season?
God, I need to check, but
I'm pretty sure he was actually pretty decent,
think
especially
he did
coming through
decent,
halfway
yeah.
through it. Yeah,
yeah, he
'cause he
came.
wasn't there at the start. He came halfway through.
He
I
came.
remember.
He came towards the end.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Actually, I've got a better way. Follow us on Twitter because that's where all that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
where I've put all the standings. Yeah. No. Yeah. As I said, Zoltan helped Williams get that P5 in the end. So
That's right. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true, yeah.
yeah,
That was
so-
the first top 5 finish that he got for the tier, wasn't it? Especially
no,
towards the end of
in
the
the
season.
constructors. I mean,
That was constructors
Oh,
overall,
constructors.
I think.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got a
Sorry.
P5 in the constructors. Actually, Zolt. No one updated the points for Zoltan. I know he got points.
Pain. Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, he was actually pretty decent as coming through, towards the end. Especially going up against all these drivers and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
he
he was
showed
doing
pace
great.
he showed pace in Singapore. I remember versing him in Singapore one time.
Yeah. Hang on.
And Singapore's a hard track to race
Yeah,
in, honestly.
It is.
just keep talking. I will try and find this video.
Should we go on to the next lineup?
Might as well go for Aston.
Now, Aston Martin. The best lineup in Tier 4. I'm saying that as Ferrari team principal, and we all know why that is. We all know why Aston Martin has the best lineup.
It wouldn't be because of War Machine. No?
Oh, no.
No. Sorry.
No.
No,
Definitely
it's
not.
definitely Izzy. It's definitely
Yeah,
Izzy.
it's Izzy
alright?
Fizzy.
Izzy.
Right?
But
in all seriousness, we got the GOAT War Machine at Aston Martin. Sadly coming down from Tier 3, but I mean,
yeah.
it is what it is, and he was doing good.
It could be
he
the
was doing
comeback of
good.
the It could be the comeback of the season. He could
100%
absolutely
good.
destroy it and then go back up to Tier 3 and show the same consistency as Team 4 or Tier 4. So you never know. I mean, it is Aston.
It is Aston.
It's
I mean,
Aston.
Dutchy was doing some weird things in the Aston in Tier 2. Obviously, he ended up winning, but we don't talk about that.
So,
We
so
don't.
sorry to interrupt you both. So I
alright.
finally got the standings. So Zoltan ended in P14. He only got three point scores, which was at the last three rounds, ironically, at Australia, Jeddah, and Abu Dhabi. Was two
Yeah.
P4s and a P5 and 34
That's still
points.
that's
That-
consistent.
that's
That is
consistency. Yeah. That might
Yeah,
actually
right.
put War Machine on his run for money, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Honestly, haven't been a solo
keep him on his
player.
toes.
Yeah. Hey, well, as a solo team member, it's always the best sometimes because at least then you don't have to worry about double stacking in the pits on that miraculous
Exactly.
decision that you accidentally do it. So,
Oh, we've all been there. We've all been
Oh.
there, double stack.
hey, but if it can work out for Lewis Hamilton and Bottas in real life, I'm pretty sure it can work out in the game.
Germany
Just saying.
2019.
Yes, Germany 2019.
Uh,
Uh,
I mean,
what?
Izzy Fizzy. I've the second, first driver, whatever you want to call him for Aston. I mean, he's his teammate's War Machine. Like, come on. But
There's
he's
a lot of weight
pretty
on his
quick.
shoulders.
He's pretty quick. It is.
That's a
It really
lot of
is.
weight on his shoulders.
Uh,
No, but I reckon War Machine did have a bit of a rough season 2. Season 2 was
He
the
did.
last season? Yeah, season
uh,
2.
yeah,
He-
it was.
He did have a bit of a rough one. I mean, he had some really good top 10 finishes, like finishing at some stages 8th, 10th. But I reckon it's just certain tracks that just
It
put him
is.
down.
Yeah.
Like especially Monaco, Baku, like any of those tight circuits I've noticed. But hey,
Yeah.
as I said, this anything could happen. He could have practiced over the season break. Absolutely is a goat.
Sorry to interrupt once again. Just
That's all
on
good,
War
Tom.
Machine, his best result in T3 last season was a P6 at Austria. So, no, not P6. Yeah, it was a P6. So, and then he scored like after Austria. He only scored 2 points finishes after that.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, consistency for getting top 10, I mean, it's definitely there. And then obviously, tier 3 was definitely tough.
But I gotta mention with that Austria race, he finished last. So,
Oh.
and he was he was a fair way behind P5 as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
points is points.
anything can
Do we-
happen, honestly.
Did we say that?
I mean,
Points is points.
Points is points, yeah, points is points. As Frizy usually says, points is points, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Exactly. That's the way.
But,
That's
I
the best way of thinking.
But I mean, honestly, as the Aston Martin team as a whole, I reckon they're definitely up in the constructors. Potentially P3, P4, maybe even a P2 if they keep going. But it's honestly all about that consistency and making sure you rock up to every race, getting the points that you need, driving to your heart's content, and also being clean at the same time.
Yeah, it's a major factor. Keep your front wing out of places it shouldn't be.
Yes, yes. Don't do a Max Verstappen when you literally climb on top of Lewis Hamilton. It was it was Monza, wasn't
Monza.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, Monza.
Don't do a Max Verstappen.
Yeah. Don't jump the curb,
Don't jump the curb. Yes.
and you'll be right if you don't.
Just take it with patience. Even though you don't have any sometimes, just take it with patience.
Yeah. Wait for the right move.
Exactly. I mean, just do it on the main straights. Don't do it in like Monaco where you're going for the tight right hand corner on San Devante or all these other
No heroics into Sendable.
I gotta get like a soundboard and just like do that every so
Yeah,
often.
yep.
no heroics.
Uh,
Should we move
well,
on to AlphaTauri?
Yeah, AlphaTauri. Sadly, another solo man team, but the second driver literally pulled out yesterday. So
Who
big
was the second
pain.
driver for that one?
it was
pain.
Bizad Goalie, I believe his name was. But I mean, Evil Blade, he's pretty good. I've seen him. Was he in Tier 3 last season?
Yes, he
I
was.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he was both. He was Tier. Oh, right.
Oh no, he was a reserve for
He
tier
was
3.
reserve. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
Did he end up getting?
he has actually raced
Yeah,
a
go ahead.
fair bit in tier 3. He
Yeah.
has.
Did he end up getting any points finishes? I feel like he did, but I'm not sure.
I want to say Netherlands. Either one.
For tier either one.
Just either one. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure if my memory serves me correct, and obviously half the time it's actually not so great, so don't judge me on this. But I'm pretty sure he actually got a fairly decent finish in Netherlands. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean,
I mean, I do
I know he's got
remember a lot of
pace.
people. Yeah.
I've seen him drive a little bit, but yeah, I reckon he could do pretty good in Tier 4.
So,
I reckon he could,
Driving hungry.
so I got Evil Blade's stats for Tier 4. He finished
Yeah.
P8 on 62 points.
62.
Pre-Russia,
So that's actually pretty decent.
Pre-Russia, I don't know what his highest position was, but from Russia onwards, his best race was Brazil with a P5. He's got a few P6s and
Yeah.
2 P4s. The last 2 races at Jeddah and Abu Dhabi were both DNFs, and he also had DNF at USA and Mexico.
I mean, to be fair, they're all bad tracks where he DNF, so we'll allow it.
You'll let it slide for once.
Yeah.
We just let it slide. But I mean,
but
consistently of top 10 finishes, as far
yeah,
as
that's good.
it's actually pretty decent. So,
I
and
mean,
kudos
he
on
could
the
be.
fact that he's actually kept
Yeah.
it going.
He
passing
could
us
be
through tracks.
doing some practice right now, and we don't know, and he's just swinging it up, and he's like secretly Tier 1 pace. But
Bloody oath. Wait, what was his best finish? Did you say, Frizy? Was it P4? Did you say?
A P5 at Brazil.
See, even then, that's Brazil.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty hard track to do, especially around about Sector 2, Sector 3.
Yeah, Brazil's
So-
chaotic.
I mean, as you saw with Albon, how you pronounce his name, he's any section like that, one little tap and you're off grass or to the ground.
You're off with the fairies, mate.
Honestly, you're like Bottas cutting the grass.
With Evil Blade in T3, it's not great reading. He reserved from Japan onwards, only getting 1 point scoring finish, and that was a P10 at USA.
So in terms of, I
Right.
reckon Tier 4, I reckon he'll fit right in, and I reckon
Yeah,
he'll
I reckon
wreak
he could
some
be-
havoc.
Yeah, I reckon he could be maybe top 7 candidate.
I mean,
maybe
it's going to be
top
hard
5
for
even.
I'd like to point out too, I think it was from Brazil. He transitioned, it might be from Singapore actually. It might be from Singapore. He transitioned to the wheel, so
Oh, right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, if he keeps up his consistency and he keeps up the pace, and just as being as aggressive, get the words out, Bryce. Just as being aggressive as what he was in last season for Tier 4, I reckon he'd be pretty good for points. I reckon he would be a contender for the Drivers' Championship, but obviously being a solo player for his team so far, I reckon it'd be a bit difficult to get points for constructors. But, I mean, honestly, he could have a team, another teammate come in eventually that, they ended up being the power couple. So,
So with that, AlphaTauri will have to wait until Alpine, Williams,
because they're
Mercedes, and Haas, then Mercedes get second tier drivers.
Gosh.
So AlphaTauri
So
have been moved down to the bottom of the draft order.
So we've got
Jeez.
5 teams altogether that have got single drivers in it. We got Mercedes, Alpine, AlphaTauri, Williams, and Haas.
But
Yeah,
apparently Williams and Haas do have second drivers waiting. They're just waiting until it's their turn. So Alpine will have to find another driver first because they're next in line.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
Oh, so you're doing the order what you did in the drafting system?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because after the draft that ended, Red Bull had the next pick, and Red Bull got another driver. Then it was someone else that was under them. Then they got a set. No,
it was Alpha.
No, it was Ferrari. It was Ferrari.
No, that's
yeah.
right. Yeah, Ferrari.
Yeah, Ferrari
that's
got
right.
a driver.
I should know that.
And then Haas got a driver, but that driver's now gone. And
Yeah, you should know this, Pyrrhix.
Yeah.
So come on, mate.
So
No, but I reckon if Evil Blade gets another player or another team member, bloody hell, I can't even. English is not working for me. I'm sorry. If he gets another teammate and he's in the second position with the second seat, I reckon it's going to be a really good team to try. Honestly,
Yeah,
they'll make it really difficult for all the other teams because they'll keep putting pressure on when no one expects it.
I mean,
Might even have a run in your money against Ferrari. Who knows? I mean, I'm just saying.
I've seen a few things about the next driver who is at the Alpine team. He's also a solo driver, sadly. But I'm a bird. I've seen a few predictions that he could win the World Drivers'
ex-Williams
Championship.
team player gone to Alpine. I've seen a lot of them, honestly. He actually was
Yeah.
one of my teammates for a bit in the Williams seat last season. Got some pace on him. I mean,
Yeah.
damn hard person to try and defend from. He will attack you at every corner you can possibly find.
Max Verstappen style.
Oh, mate, Singapore. I remember going up against him in Singapore for 4 laps. He was 0.6 seconds off my ass. The whole entire time. 0.6 seconds off. He did not, like, every single time, kept getting DRS. And I was like, yeah, I can't shake you off, mate. I really can't. You know. So,
Well,
he might be a bit of a... He might be
Dark horse, maybe?
Yeah, dark horse. I reckon.
Yeah.
He's got some real pace on him, honestly.
Yeah, he does. I've seen
If
him
he keeps
race
his
a few
front wing.
times.
If he keeps his front wing.
If he keeps his little nose cone out of places it shouldn't be, then
Yep.
I mean he could definitely go for the title.
So
What about you?
I've got some stats on I'm a Bird. So I don't think he raced at Russia. I don't think he came in at Russia, but from Singapore onwards, didn't have a single DNF. So he got points in every race that he raced in.
That's what I mean.
That is consistency.
So
that's what I mean. He is one to be reckoned with, essentially.
His best result was actually a P4 at Singapore.
And
then he got and then he got a P5 at Japan. He got
at Japan.
Yeah.
Hate Japan.
He got 3 P6s at USA, Mexico, and Jeddah, and his lowest points was a P9 at Australia. So
but Australia was actually a bit of a tough one, that race. I mean,
Australia is just it's a hard track, to be honest.
He was only actually I tell a lie. He got a P10 at Abu Dhabi. Sorry, that is my mistake. No,
sorry,
it was a P8 at Abu Dhabi. I'm looking at the wrong screen. He had 60 points in all, and he did virtually like half a season. So
that is very good driving.
He was
honestly
he was 112 points. He was 112 points off Duck Puncher, and he was very close to a top 5 finish, about 21 points away from a top 5 finish.
God,
and he
if he had done just a few more races, he would have only gotten that top 5 finish, I reckon. But but as a solo, he's probably gonna make things a living hell for everyone. If he keeps up this pace as what he did in both Tier 3 reserve as well as Tier 4, he's gonna be a force. It's gonna be like Hamilton versus, Verstappen all over again. It's just gonna be up everyone. Like, in a good way. He'll make it real difficult. No pressure, I'm a bird, by the way, if you're listening.
So, I've got some more stats for you. He did race Tier 3. Yeah, he
Pretty
did.
sure he did tier 3 for another team, though. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Mexico for Haas, but yeah.
Yep.
We don't talk
So
about Haas.
Bird was like one of the top reserves. He was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was P7 out of the reserves.
Yeah, right.
He had a P5 at USA.
Wow.
He raced at Singapore again. He got 8 points. Mexico 6. Imola 1, and Australia 4. Saudi Abu, I don't think he raced. He got 29 points. So if you think about it, if you combine his two points tallies for tier 3, tier 4, he gets the top 5 in tier 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
That's what I mean.
there's
If
some
he
good
had been there
driving.
for if he had been there for those couple of more races in tier 4, I reckon he would have at least gotten, as Frizzy's saying, top 5 finish, easy.
Yeah.
So, but
Well, we'll
That's-
move on to the last season's overall constructors winners. I'm pretty sure they won, right? McLaren.
Yep.
McLaren won last
No,
year.
yeah.
Yeah, McLaren
Yeah,
won by
they
2
were.
points.
2 points. That was a very, very close ending. I think it all kind of came down to, was it the tier 1 race? I think it might have been tier 1
Yeah,
or tier 2.
Yeah, tier 1.
No, yeah,
It was a
tier
tier
1,
1.
yeah.
Tier 1
Because
race.
it was
Yeah.
up against Williams, which had who was Williams last season? It was Reedy and
Cahoot.
Cahoot. Yeah,
That's a
that's it.
very good lineup.
So it was very close, honestly. But
Yeah, there was only like a point difference between them in tier 2 as well. I think it was them and
yeah,
Merck, I think. Merck?
yeah, because we overtook the Mercs in tier 3 last season. I remember that.
No.
And no, didn't we?
No, Merck finished on top on tier 3. Williams finished P7 or P8.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
P8. No, P7. It was P7.
One of these single-digit numbers that we're going to eventually get to, quite soon. No, but
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to McNeil's in this one. I'm looking forward to him. If
Yeah,
he
I
can
reckon
actually,
he could do some good things.
if he can do what he did in Rapid, he can do anything in this tier. He just got to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sure that he keeps his front wing and he doesn't spin out on some of the tracks, especially on curbs.
Yeah.
But I reckon, and McNeil is probably one of my favorites, and that's who I reckon is going to be pretty much in contention for championship. I reckon.
Yeah. 100%.
Before I move
Um,
off the tier 3 standings from last season, McNeil's did 2 races last season before getting moved back down to tier 4. He had a P9 at Britain and a P5 at Hungary. And
Yeah.
for tier 4, so let me get it up. Sorry, I should have just taken a screenshot of it.
It's all
You
good.
got like some sort of record vault or something with all these, all this information, like stats, just saved on your hard drive or something. Honestly.
McNeil's didn't race much in T4 last season due to being on what day it was. He did race Abu Dhabi. He got a P6.
Oh wow. Okay, that's pretty good. I reckon he could
I know
if he
Hungary's
continues
his
pace
favourite
like
track.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Hungary's his favorite track, and that was in the wet. So, what about the other driver? I haven't heard of.
I don't know how to pronounce his name,
So
but
Bryson, you
would
wanna
say
take a go at
Jess.
it?
So I call him Jet.
Just
Yeah.
Jet.
He did a couple of races in T4. Unfortunately, didn't. He retired early on in those races.
Yeah.
And then didn't race again. I think he raced at Abu Dhabi. He didn't do well there either. Just let me double check. I don't think he scored any points.
So there's
No, he
some
didn't.
practice that will be needed by the McLaren team principal, whoever that is.
Yeah.
Already forgotten.
Who's McLaren's team principal again?
Cruder.
I actually don't. Cruder. Yeah.
Oh, Cruder will train him up pretty well.
Yeah.
He'll make sure he actually does pretty decent. Fucking
Yeah.
yeah.
If he actually reads his chats.
Shh, don't call him out on stream. Come on. Come
But
on.
I think they could get a probably top 7 finish in
Mm.
constructors maybe if
I
you know they
reckon
they get to
if
practice.
anything, fifth or sixth. You know,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
I reckon McNeil's would. I mean, points wise and everything. Obviously, I don't know Jet too much
Yeah.
about him, but I reckon if McNeil's pretty much keeps the consistency of what he did last season,
Yeah.
and like just keeps on like practicing, like how to take each corners without actually slowing down or something. Because I've noticed with some drivers, they sort of hesitate on the corner when they can get like a couple tenths up on it, like just by going the
Yeah.
extra gear or something. So I reckon if McNeil's can do that and actually push himself even further, I reckon he can actually deliver some points for Byron.
Yeah. 100%.
Sorry to interrupt. Well, McNeils and
That's all right.
Cruder will need to help out Jet as soon as
Yeah.
possible. Only because T4 is now going to be involved in the overall constructors. So
Oh, it wasn't. That's right. I forgot it
Yeah,
wasn't last
because
season. Yeah.
yeah.
new season.
So I
So T4 is now going to be involved in the overall constructors. So all the
Yeah.
TPs are going to have to, you know, help up their T4 drivers and, get the Tier 1s, Tier 2s, even the T3 lads, do some practice lobbies with them and help them, elevate their game a
point
little
out
bit.
where they're doing wrong and stuff like
Or
Yeah.
that.
not
Yeah.
even that, just tell them how to do like as you said, corner better, because the stakes are now bigger in Tier 4 than what they were last season. I
Yeah.
mean, the stakes
That's what I mean.
the
Like,
stakes were pretty big last season, but now it's a whole different
It's
ball
elevated.
game.
Yeah.
yeah. But that's what I mean. It's just like it's like some of these drivers, like especially on certain tracks. Like I don't know much about Tier 4. I've seen some of the drivers, but it's like certain tracks you can tell that the person is just like turned around and like not going as quick as what you think they are, like what they usually can go. But it's always that consistency on the corner, just pushing it to the point where the car can take it. And then you
Yeah.
end
Yeah.
up getting like a couple of tenths off to the point where you're doing better than what you usually do in time trial. You know? So that's what I mean. I reckon, as you said, Frizy, the TPs and everything need to actually, just help the tier 4 drivers, match to what tier 3 and tier 2 and, even potentially tier 1. But I reckon it's going to be interesting. I don't know about you
Yeah.
guys.
Definitely will.
It's
I think this season's going to be very interesting across all tiers.
yeah.
The fields, like the driver field, I don't think it's nearly as spread as it was last season. I think there's going to be a lot of close battles for the title.
Yeah,
So
that's what I mean. There's at least 4 teams that can actually tie up for like first, second, and third. Like, there's always going to be that one team that just comes out of nowhere and just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
steals it away from everyone.
sorry
So-
to interrupt, but we have to pick it up because we've been in line for 40 minutes and I've got to do T2 with Kahoot.
That is true. That is true.
That's true.
Alright, well, moving on to the Tifosi. I might not say too much this time, as it is my team and I don't want to be biased. But
Terrible
I mean-
team. I'm kidding.
um, Lev, what are you guys saying for him? What are you guys saying? Your first driver.
Well, I'm probably the best suited to talk about. Magdog, do you know about LeVar?
I know much about Plum Plate more than Lev. I'm going to be completely honest.
So
I've seen Plum
Lev,
Plate race more than.
Lev, probably one of the championship contenders. Yeah,
That's what I like to hear.
He pretty much helped Red Bull to an extent. Last season he raced a couple of races. He got a 2 P4s in a row at Brazil Imola, and he got P9 at Jeddah. Ended 15th or 13th if you take out the reserves. 26 points. gets ahead of the likes of Wade, Kirko, Sierra. I mean, yeah, was a little bit of Zoltan. So,
Yeah.
and Zoltan came, as I said, came in towards the back end, while LeVar was at the, you know, he came in first. Yeah, so big interest. It's interesting over Ferrari because Plum Plate, not gonna lie, should be tier 3. But
Yeah.
I was actually quite surprised he was actually in tier 4. Not gonna lie. He
yeah,
had some pretty decent consistency in tier 3. I mean,
I,
had his ups and
think
downs for
I think
races,
the
but
fact no one picked him up and the days just didn't work out for him anyway.
yeah,
You know, I as I can talk
he
about
was
Plum
he was
Plate as well. He missed a lot of the season, so it
Yeah.
was that
He did.
that second Alpine seat. They were fighting Williams in overalls pretty much since the up until the halfway point, and then after that, he just didn't show up.
yeah.
It's
So
kind of flopped a little bit, but
yeah,
Hey, well, hopefully maybe he'll turn around and actually, I mean the season's actually a lot shorter, isn't it, for Isaac, this
yeah,
season? Like there's
14
less
rounds.
races.
14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully, given the fact that there's less races and the fact that points are going to matter like no tomorrow, hopefully this actually gives a bit of, persuasion, if you will, to like keep doing the races and keep getting the points that he needs for Ferrari. But when did he
Yeah.
drop out from tier 3? He was only in there for like maybe
he
couple of the races,
he
wasn't
did
he?
he,
Like,
he was full time. Just no one else wanted that second Alpine seat because
yeah,
Yeah.
to be fair, his first second driver, as soon as they got points, he kicked them out. So
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, hopefully, being in Ferrari and team principal over here, Perks, just saying. Hopefully, it actually does. He actually does pretty well for Ferrari.
He said
I
he's been playing a lot of PC lately, so he's gotten a bit slower.
yeah,
Oh, PC.
I can see Ferrari midfield 6 to 8. Really,
I reckon.
What?
I
I know I said Lavar's championship, and he is, but I think Plum Plate, if he doesn't
think
get up
he's
to
just cut out.
speed
There we go.
as
I'm
quickly,
back.
5th to 8th is probably your best bet for Ferrari.
I'll put
Fair
a bit of
enough.
faith. I'll put a bit of faith in. I reckon 5th or 6th
I'm-
for construct.
I'll take it. I'll take
You're
it.
pretty much saying the same thing as me. It's like I just added another 2 positions. I mean, someone has to finish, 7th.
Someone
and
has to finish there.
8th,
We all want to make sure they all come up in the constructors for Isaac. I mean, but yes, realistically, I mean, it just depends. I mean, if they have terrible races and they score no points for the first part of it, then I have to agree with Frizy. But it's as long as if they keep just striving for it and they keep just keep going until they actually get to the point where they've got more points, then I reckon they'll do better than 8.
I tell you what, the first 3 rounds going to be absolutely crucial for Plum Plate.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
Yep.
And because the first week, which is the first of the 2-week break, is Australia GP. That's also the time where daylight savings end, and
Yeah.
I think most of the Queenslanders that are reserves, they might sniff around the seat. So Plum Plate needs the first 3 rounds. Britain, Imola, and
Austria.
Austria are very, very crucial to Ferrari and Plum Plate especially. That's just my take on it. I mean,
I would have to agree with you, Frizy,
Because-
on that.
because the next break is not until the June long weekend, so there's going to be 7 rounds after that. After that 2-week break, there's 7 rounds non-stop.
Set the pace for the first couple of races before the break, and then just see how it goes from there. Honestly,
Yeah.
I agree with you, Frizy. Honestly, in terms of how crucial the first first 3 races are going to be. You know.
Obviously, Perks is going to say, Ferrari
Oh
going
yeah,
to
yeah.
finish
That's
first.
why it's not saying things.
And the next team up, everyone knows what I think anyway.
Everyone knows.
So in other words, now it's back to Perks and I now because you can't say anything that's going to be completely biased towards your team.
So
I mean-
yeah, we'll
We'll
move on to
we'll
Red
talk
Bull
about.
now.
I'll say my piece and then I'll let you go. It's obviously Red Bull's next.
Yeah.
Rose and Hunter. Hunter comes
Mr.
down.
Citrus.
Yeah, Citrus, same thing. Same person, I should say. Yeah. Honestly, I don't
You
know.
got a lineup, that's for sure.
I don't-
You got a good lineup.
You got a good lineup.
I don't.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll give you that.
To be fair, I don't know much about Rose.
Oh,
So
she's quick.
Isn't she new this season?
yeah, Rose is new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
See, Hartwich I've seen in tier 3,
yeah.
so
He-
I know what he's going to be like.
Yeah, Hartwich can now he's been, I guess, demoted down to tier 4. I can see him fighting top 5s. I mean, even in tier 3, at the start he was fighting for top 5s, but after I think it was round 10, I think it was Hungary, just
Yeah.
he didn't show up for most of the season. He had internet issues. Got into a couple of incidences, and yeah, big interesting for Citrus because obviously I snapped him up because I was the next pick in tier 4 anyway. Honestly, I this is just me saying, trying not to be as biased as I can. I could see Red Bull top 4.
So I could see them top 3 to be honest.
Yeah.
You got a great lineup.
P-
I mean,
I saw-
I've seen Citrus race,
P-
and
yeah, go on.
oh, sorry, I was just going to say I've seen Citrus race, and yes, apart from his brilliant internet, I say that with sarcasm. Apart from the internet issue, he's a great defender, and he knows how to attack at the right moment. Like, he doesn't take risks that he doesn't need to take. Like, he'll be patient about it.
He's pretty consistent as well with his pace.
Yeah.
It's from his brother Hartwig.
Wow, he's really on the firing line tonight, isn't he? No, but as I said, it's all about. I mean, tier 4, yes, it's a completely different line of races, but it's just all about that consistency. And I think Hartwich or Citrus, I reckon he's got that to a T. He's not gonna give that up, and he'll become. I reckon it's gonna be if I'm a bird, Citrus, or the other one, Evil Blade. I reckon them 3 will battle it out a lot this season.
I can see that.
For
I can see
what?
that.
Just like all together for both championship as well as on track. I reckon those 3 will change position.
Okay, well, we'll save the predictions to last because, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think there's not much else to add to Red Bull really. I think top 4.
Well, we can see where Rose goes with this. I mean,
I've seen her set some good lap times. She's got some pace. It's pretty quick.
Well,
what
I mean,
what tracks are like on?
it was
like,
at Bahrain.
Bahrain, yeah.
well,
yeah.
Bahrain's done to the end of the season anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, the best for last. That's
Yeah, that's what I say.
best for last.
Well,
Yep.
Brazil's the final round. Just Bahrain's the week before.
It's like second last.
Second last round. So
Yeah.
so Mercedes is the final team.
Yeah, Mercedes. Yeah, well, another solo man, Ninja. I haven't seen a lot of him racing,
Neither.
but have you
Neither.
guys? No.
No, I don't know.
No,
He's
isn't
new.
he pretty
He's
new?
I've heard that he's got some good pace, but I haven't
we'll
seen
see
that.
What happens.
But we'll
mean,
see this weekend, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
If he
as
races.
we said at the start,
If he does
races,
race.
yeah. But as I said, as we said in the beginning, Perks, Spain
Yeah.
is the perfect track for seeing where a driver stands, because
Yeah,
essentially it's
100%.
all these all these tracks just mixed into this one track. You've got
Yeah.
tight corners like in Hungary. You've got the main straights like you somewhat do in Canada. Obviously not the big, no, but and then you've got
Yeah.
these really tight corners, especially on the curbs, to the point where you can't hit the curb too much, otherwise it's gonna be like Japan.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
gonna be ended up in the gravel. So, I reckon all these new drivers that we haven't seen, I reckon the moment that we watch them in Spain, I reckon that will determine where we can actually go. Like,
Yeah.
what we can actually see them. Apart from obviously the ones that we already know, like War Machine, I'm a Bird, and all these other races.
Yeah, 100%. Well, shall we move on to our predictions?
Yeah.
Yes,
You've actually taken longer than me. I'm just looking at the time. So we'll do like rapid fire predictions.
Yeah, right.
So we'll do firstly drivers champion perks.
Drivers champion. I hope my team doesn't take offense for this, but I could see one of the Red Bull drivers, either Hunter Hartwich or Rose, going for it. Can't choose. I just know that they both got some good consistency there. So yeah.
Mad Dog.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna not go for Ferrari, but I reckon it's a bit of a difficult one. I mean, I've seen what these drivers are like, but I reckon it's I'm a Bird. I'm gonna put my money on him, honestly. If he keeps the going way
Fair
he
enough.
did, then I reckon he's gonna be a bullet. He might be Kvyat, except not the human torpedo that we all know.
Not the
just
torpedo.
just the human torpedo that's actually quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And right now, War Machine absolutely flipping tables right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Constructors. Perks.
Man, this is kind of
Can't go
tough.
for your own team, mate. You can't go for your own.
I mean, he
Like,
can
Gotta be
if he
I'm going
completely
Aston.
unbiased.
He can if he
I'm
wants.
going Aston.
Aston.
I'm going Aston. War Machine, the GOAT, and Izzy Fizzy, mate. Seems like a solid lineup.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Let's see how this is.
Mad Dog. Who do you think?
Um. I'm leaning towards Aston, but I'm sorry. Sorry, Perks, but I have to go for Red Bull here. I
That's
mean,
fair enough.
if Citrus can actually do what we all think he can do, then I reckon give you a bit of a run on your money, I reckon. Make you lose a few hair, a few bits of, you might have a grey patch here and there,
Yeah.
Yeah, that Red Bull TP gonna have some more grey hairs.
Hey, are you wearing a wig or a toupee right now? Because it wouldn't be surprising if you did.
We'll do some bold predictions now. Surprise of the season. So, who do you think is going to be the surprise of the season? Like, who's the one that's going to shock you?
If I may go first.
Yeah, go
If I may
first.
go
Go ahead.
first. War Machine getting the podium.
Okay.
War Machine getting the podium.
Fair
I
enough.
reckon that would be the surprise of the season. If he gets a podium, it's just gonna set Aston Martin. Wrong team. I reckon that's gonna set Aston to victory. But I reckon if War Machine gets a top 3 finish, that's
Send the
gonna
whole league
be
into raptures.
it's gonna be phenomenal. That's the best way to describe it. Just phenomenal. I don't know about you,
Fair
but
enough.
Perks.
Uh,
Surprise of the season. Could be pole. Could be a win. Could be a podium. Could be a race crash.
this is another tough one. I could see KBMV from Haas maybe getting a win. See that happening.
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
actually
I
fair.
can see that happen. I mean, nearly won Russia last
Yeah.
season. That
Yeah.
was a 4-race scrap all race long. So
Yeah,
big interesting. Race of the season. What do you think is going to be the race of the season? Anyone can.
Ooh.
Oh,
I mean-
I actually have to look at the calendar for a second because I can't remember.
Yeah, right, I'll go then.
Yeah.
From personal experience, Brazil's always heated, so I'm gonna say Brazil.
I think Brazil's going to be the most controversial.
Yeah.
In every single in every single tier, if there's a championship fight, there's going to be some controversy.
Oh, 100%.
I reckon.
We saw Tier 2 Brazil. That was a bit controversial.
Really? I
Yeah.
didn't watch that one. How bad was it?
Yeah, Dutchy accidentally
Forgot to
didn't
put
turn on
damage
damage,
on.
and then
Oh.
he gave the win to me.
Okay. Oh, well, that would have
Yeah.
been a bad one. Oh,
Yeah.
nah, but I reckon it's gonna be Mexico. I mean, mid-season, you
That's
get to
true,
see
yeah.
either drivers like be consistent, like all the low-tier drivers for like
Yeah.
like tier 2, like pop on back up and get the last-minute points, or you get to see a lot of people make some surprise wins. I mean, Mexico's a hard enough track, so
Yes. Yeah.
I reckon it could swing the balance a few times.
Yeah. Could be interesting.
Yeah, I see that. I see that.
Driver of the season. Who do you think is going to be driver of the season? Can be reserved. Can be reserved,
Wow.
but they'll have to do at
Oh.
least 3 rounds to be qualified.
Yeah,
Who's the
right.
reserves for tier 4?
I only remember one.
There's Goffey. Hang on, I'll say it. There's Goffey.
Smeet Dog. I know Smeet Dog.
Yeah, Smeet Dog is in. So this will be the last one too, because I got to do Kahoot.
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh, I'm having a look at it now. Yeah, I just saw it on the players.
So it's Hamilton, Bengona, Kirko, Barb, Smeet Dog, and Joshi.
Ooh. I'm gonna say Kirko. Go Kirko with that one.
Okay, 3 rounds if he decides to. I mean, as I said,
Yeah.
I mean, he probably won't see him in the first 3 rounds, but once daylight savings ends, who knows? He might come in.
Yeah.
Perks or Bad Dog, sorry.
Oh, yeah, cheers, mate. I reckon all-time racer. I reckon it's going to be Boulder. I've heard some good stuff about him, but if anything, I reckon it's going to be AMG Hamilton Reserve. I've seen a lot of him.
He took me out in rapid, so.
Oh, okay. Let's not talk about it. I mean, but in terms of like pace-wise, I reckon he'll actually.
He does have pace.
He'll do pretty good as long as he doesn't crash into it.
Who did you
pick? Make a Ferrari.
Who did you pick? Who did you pick? Mad Dog, sorry.
I reckon it's going to be as a full-time position. I reckon it's going to be Boulder. I reckon.
Okay.
For Alfa Romeo.
I think Gumbo. I think Gumbo will be, driver of the season. I think he'll improve throughout the season.
As Gumbo literally says in the Twitch chat, good old Gumbo might surprise you.
Yeah.
All right, well, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to duck out now, and I'll let these two wrap it up. And so we can swiftly do T2.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being here, Fry. And well, yeah, that'll be all for today. Make sure you tune in for the testing on this weekend at Spain. Should be a good watch.
Yeah. And make sure that you're obviously Mr. Mad Dog over here, which is that myself, streaming all of it. Maybe you might join in, Perks. Who knows?
Yeah, I might.
But,
We'll see. See if I'm free.
See if you're free. You just might see me do one of those Brazilian soccer. Hey, he's got the might need to buy myself another. I reckon it's gonna be fun this week.
Yep,
It'll be
100%.
really, really fun.
Well, yeah, that's all today. So, Frizy will probably end the stream in a second, and yeah, that's all from us. Hope you all enjoy the driver introductions.
Catch you guys around.